Two fighters, two nations, one destiny inside the ring. From Philadelphia, USA, came Jaron Ennis, the undefeated phenom, fast, explosive, and feared. A man whose rise had been unstoppable, leaving opponents in ruins. Across from him stood David Avanesyan, the Armenian warrior, a man built on grit, experience, and sheer toughness. He had shocked the world before, and tonight, he promised to do it again. This was more than just another title defense. For Ennis, it was about proving he belonged among the sport's elite, showing the world he was not just a rising star, but a king in the making. For Avanesyan, it was about survival, redemption, and silencing the doubts. The arena roared as both men stepped through the ropes. Ennis, calm but dangerous, his eyes locked with deadly focus. Avanesyan, intense, determined, carrying the weight of a nation's pride. The crowd knew what was coming. Speed versus pressure, youth versus experience, an unstoppable force against an immovable wall. The tension was electric, every heartbeat louder than the last. As the referee gave final instructions, the silence before the storm became unbearable. Gloves touched, eyes narrowed. The bell was seconds away, and then it rang. The war had begun. The opening bell unleashed chaos. Ennis wasted no time. His jabs snapped like a whip, his combinations like lightning bolts cutting through the air. Every movement screamed confidence. Every punch carried the power of a man who believed he was destined for greatness. But Avanesyan was no stranger to storms. He had faced giants before, and he wasn't about to be intimidated. He absorbed the blows, marched forward, and threw his own thunder. His body shots cracked against Ennis's ribs, his hooks swinging with the fury of a man who refused to bow down. The crowd gasped with every exchange. Ennis's speed was dazzling, yet Avanesyan's pressure kept pushing him to the edge. This wasn't a one-sided showcase. This was a battle, a test. In the second round, Ennis landed a crushing right hand that rattled Avanesyan's head back. The crowd erupted, but instead of falling, Avanesyan gritted his teeth and roared back with a barrage that forced Ennis to retreat. The underdog had no intention of folding. Every second felt like a gamble. Ennis was sharper, faster, but Avanesyan's toughness was undeniable. The clash of styles was electrifying. Precision versus grit, flash versus fire. And as the rounds ticked by, one question echoed in the minds of everyone watching. Could Avanesyan withstand this storm long enough to break the young phenom? The answer would come, but not without a price. By the middle rounds, the pace was brutal. Ennis continued to unload combinations that seemed impossible to dodge. Rapid-fire jabs, hooks, and uppercuts that came from every angle. His hands were a blur, his confidence growing with each passing second. But Avanesyan, he refused to vanish. Though bruised and battered, he pressed forward like a man possessed. Every step was defiance, every punch a reminder that experience cannot be broken easily. His corner screamed for him to dig deep, and he did. In the fifth round, the fight reached boiling point. Ennis landed a clean uppercut that snapped Avanesyan's head back, drawing gasps from the arena. It looked like the end, but Avanesyan answered with a looping right hand that staggered Ennis momentarily. The underdog wasn't just surviving. He was fighting back with everything he had left. The exchanges became savage. Blood trickled, sweat flew. Every shot echoed like thunder across the arena. Fans were on their feet, torn between awe and disbelief. But deep down, everyone could see it. Ennis's speed, youth, and precision were beginning to wear down the relentless Armenian warrior. The tide was turning. The storm was breaking. The question was no longer if Ennis could dominate. It was how long Avanesyan's heart could carry him through hell. As the seventh round ended, Avanesyan trudged back to his corner, his face swollen, his eyes heavy. He had given everything, but his body was beginning to betray him. Ennis, across the ring, looked fresh, hungry, unstoppable, like a predator circling its prey. The crowd buzzed with nervous energy. They wanted more. But Avanesyan's corner had seen enough. Their fighter was too brave for his own good, too tough to quit. And so, before the eighth could begin, the decision was made. The fight was over. A stunned silence fell before the announcement was confirmed. David Avanesyan retired in his corner. Jaron Ennis had won. Ennis raised his arms, the undefeated phenom proving once again that his rise was no illusion. He was faster, sharper, too much for even a warrior like Avanesyan. His victory sent a message to the world. The future belongs to Boots. As for Avanesyan, though the fight ended on a stool, his courage was undeniable. He had faced the storm, fought until his body refused, and left the ring as a warrior who earned respect, not pity. The arena erupted in applause. Fans knew they had witnessed not just a fight, but a story of resilience, dominance, and the brutal beauty of boxing. And in the shadows of that night, one truth remained crystal clear. Ennis had arrived, and he was here to stay. When the bell never rang for the next round, the entire arena froze. The corner of David Avanesyan had made the ultimate decision to protect their warrior by stopping the fight. It wasn't the ending many expected, but it was the only ending possible after the storm he had endured. Avanesyan, proud and defiant, had pushed Jaron Ennis deeper than most dared. He absorbed punishment, answered back with fire, and showed the heart of a champion. But on this night, his body could no longer match his will. The referee raised Ennis's hand, but the story was much bigger than just another win. For Ennis, this was validation. His power, his speed, his relentless combinations, they weren't just highlights. They were proof. Proof that he belonged on the biggest stage. Proof that the hype was real. He had broken down a warrior who refused to quit until the corner made the choice for him. The crowd erupted, half in celebration, half in disbelief. Fans knew they had witnessed something rare. A fight where both men gave everything. Where one man's star rose higher, while the other cemented his legacy as a fearless battler. Commentators struggled to capture the moment. This is the fight, one said, that tells the world Jaron Ennis is not just coming, he's here. And so, the night ended. Avanesyan walked out battered but unbowed, his name etched in respect. Ennis left the ring not just as a victor, but as a force of the future. For the fans, one truth remained. This wasn't just a stoppage. It was a statement. A night where destiny revealed itself, and the boxing world witnessed the birth of something unstoppable.